What is overemployment? Put simply, it's working 2 or more full-time jobs at the same time, multiplying your income. To most, this sounds nuts, but when you think about it properly, it's not all that crazy. To start, it's probably for the person who's a bit jaded with the way corporate culture is. The type of person who isn't really working for any other reason apart from the money. It's for people who are bored of putting in a lot of work for only a couple of % pay rise, when the amount they added to their employer's bottom line is significantly more than that. It's for people looking to spice up their work life. Let's start with your typical office day. Pre-COVID, people filled their days with a little bit of work, but mostly meetings, coffee breaks, toilet trips, water breaks, more meetings, chatting at the desk, lunch, and some phone browsing. In fact, there's been some studies that suggest people spend roughly 1 hour 5 minutes reading news sites, 44 minutes checking social media, 40 minutes chatting to co-workers about non-work related things, 26 minutes looking for a new job, 23 minutes taking smoke breaks, 18 minutes calling partners or friends, 17 minutes making hot drinks, 14 minutes texting or instant messaging, 8 minutes eating snacks, and 7 minutes making food in the office. That's 4 hours and 20 minutes out of a 7-hour workday, and for me personally, I'd add in way more coffee and loo time. Out of the remaining time, people usually fill it with pointless meetings. The point is, office jobs generally don't take that much actual work to do. Most people are pretending to be busy. I remember a few years ago a server went down at work and nobody could do any work for a week. You couldn't tell though, people still sat at desks with Excel and old data open, and they couldn't have been doing any actual work, so it was obvious they were just keeping their pretense up. Sure, a small percentage of people work their asses off and do late evenings and skip lunches. They're after the promotion or pay rise maybe, but they'll get there in the end and join in with the rest of us. The average workday has very little working in it, and people generally still get the work done. They get better at their jobs and they get their money in, but most of their day is pointless. Then remote working came along, and the game changed. Now you don't have to fill your day with pretending. You can do whatever. A lot of people play a lot more games. They still get good feedback and pay rises. Some people start side hustles. But rather than earn pocket money, if you get another job, you double your income. And the pros don't stop there. You get twice as much experience. You get better at your job faster. You pick up good habits. You learn to be productive, efficient. Your time management improves. Your job security is improved. No needing to find an income if things go bad. You can easily leave crap managers and toxic work environments. You feel like you've achieved something, rather than waking up and sitting in your spare room and doing 2 hours of work and feel like you've wasted 6. You don't need to care about pay rises and promotions could even be seen as bad things. There are some cons too. Meeting clashes are pretty lame. The risk that employers finding out is also there. And sometimes you'll go through busy periods at multiple jobs, so you might have to work longer hours. But overall, I think the pros overshadow these. The way to make it work is by upping your productivity game and being as efficient as possible. Eat well, sleep well, exercise, and make the hours you have to spend at your desk worthwhile. Keep track of how you spend your time, block out chunks of your diary for head down time. Avoid pointless meetings, work during the meetings you can't avoid. And work one job while you're waiting for stuff to run in others. Push back on busy work, automate stuff. And in this scenario, if you're actually getting paid properly, you don't need to put all this effort in to get a sub-inflationary pay rise. If you're already remote, ask yourself this. How hard would you need to work to get a 20% pay rise? And if you did, how likely is it that you'd even get it? And how hard would you need to work to do a good job and not get fired? And once you've thought about those, what would require more work? Going all out and trying to get the 20% pay rise, or doing an okay job at 2 different places and getting a 100% pay rise? If you've answered the latter, then this is probably worth exploring more. I would say the only real requirement is remote work. If you have that, apply to jobs, and when you get a new one, just don't leave it first. Just try and make it work. Try and find hacks to make life easier. And if it doesn't go well, drop your least favourite job. If it does, congrats on having a load more money. Remember, the aim isn't to rip off your employer. If only doing a couple of hours a day is immoral, then most people are guilty. As long as your output, what's required, who cares? And the other aim isn't to overwork, it's to learn how to be efficient so that you can fit these roles in your normal hours. If you have questions, go ahead and drop them in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Until the next video, over and out.